to the Good Boy Podcast, the monthly conversational dog storytelling, sharing podcast. I'm your host, Ilya Alexeyev, and I am joined on a special episode with my brothers, Dima and Ian. Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Okay, so you guys were each on individually before, and I think those ones went very well. And just this past week, someone had a special birthday. Ian, congrats on turning 30.
Oh, thank you.
But right after that, Dima didn't like that. Right after that, Mikey turned 10. So when we got Mikey, we got him December 2009, and he was 9 months old. And so we're like, okay, his birthday's in March. Ian's birthday is the 15th. My mom's is the 16th. So it's like we'll do.
You want to say where Ian lives and his last 4 digits of his social security number?
Well, I don't know one of those. I don't know Ian's address.
But you know the social security?
Yeah, no, it's just a joke. I'm a practical jokester.
I don't like how we're joking about identity theft here. I don't think this is what this podcast is about.
Yeah, well, this is how we trick you, because you think it's just about dogs, and then it's about identity theft. Okay, well, anyway, so Ian's birthday, so Mikey's birthday follows Ian's, and we've done that with other pets where they share, because usually you don't know the exact day the dog is born.
We give them a holiday normally.
A holiday, and it was right after Ian's birthday, so.
Well, which holiday is that, Yusa?
Nah, I can't say.
Can I say, Yusa? Can I run that back? Which
Sure.
holiday is that, Ilya?
You can do whatever. Do you want me to say it? Like, what does it matter? Does it matter? Dima already got mad at me for revealing too much personal information.
Do you want to start over?
No. No. This is just jokes. Okay, well, so Mikey's birthday is St. Patrick's Day, and so we thought other than normally celebrating his birthday, which we didn't really do anything, other than, all I did was take 2 pictures of him on my phone.
I didn't do anything special.
Did you do anything, Ian?
I don't. Did I even see Mikey on his birthday? I think I did. I think I came over. I can't remember. Not for Mikey.
Well, okay, so instead, of course, he can't enjoy this, but I thought we'd record a episode for his 10th birthday, double digits, decade of Mikey, and all that kind of good stuff.
What do you mean Mikey can't enjoy this? He can enjoy it. You can play it for him, and maybe he'll be like...
Okay, maybe he'll enjoy it, but he was never a dog who, looked at the TV.
I've seen him... We played... So there's a song on YouTube. It's called Squeaky Deaky. I forget who it's by, but it's a song for dogs. Because they put, squeaky toy noises in it. And I'm pretty sure Mikey's, done the little head tilt ear thing.
Well, Dewey certainly did that. But we're not here to talk about him.
Oh, Mikey, I was listening. Okay, so there's a Beastie Boys song called Sure Shot, and the beginning starts with some dogs. It's not barking. It's not yelping. It's some sort of dog noise, and I was listening to it. It's not howling. It's it goes like, this is going to be a really bad impression,
okay,
but it's
fine.
Some sort of dog noise. And then Mikey, I was in the car, and he's just
he did.
He was like, "What is
instantly
going
alerted.
on?" Yeah, on alert thing. So I think Mikey enjoys.
Doesn't even know the dog name, do you?
I think Mikey enjoys audio entertainment.
And in this age of podcasts, he most certainly will be a fan. Okay, so in Dima, your episode was the first one we recorded, and I'm going to be honest, I don't remember a lot of what I said in that episode.
Neither do I.
Other than we told some stories. But Ian...
I assumed you talked about Mikey pooping in the house or peeing on you, Yusa.
He didn't pee on me.
No. Or peeing on your bed.
He didn't pee on my bed.
Or claiming your bed, whatever.
No,
Dewey peed on Dima. I know that.
No, Mikey, the first day we got him, he jumped on my bed. Did he growl me?
First day we got him, he spent all outside.
The first...
And then the night, I slept downstairs with him
Oh, okay.
The first.
This is why I have you on, Dima, because you
the
remember
first.
all the minute
The first
details.
memory of Mikey I have coming to our house is when he went to the backyard and he literally just ran around in circles for like 10 minutes straight.
And that's not the only time he did that. I remember going to our grandma's house, and she has like a decent grass patch, and like, you know, we'd be in the car for a couple hours, and then we'd open the back door and he'd just run around in circles, like a giant circle, not like spinning, but like a big circle, probably like 30 feet in radius.
Do you guys remember when we were going to Baba's house and there was like a lot of traffic, like a lot of like unexpected traffic, and Mikey's starting to get like really antsy in the car, and he just like poops in the back of the van?
Wait,
No,
You don't
I
remember this?
that
Am
at
I making
all.
this up? I'm pretty
I
sure this
think you're
happened.
making
I
this
think
up.
No,
you're
I
making that
think
up.
this is real. I don't make
What
up
I do, what I do remember is us driving through San Francisco on the way, and we were, you know, kind of going slow because of the traffic, and Mikey saw someone. Mikey was, well, first off, front legs standing on Dima's seat or Dima's legs.
No, he wasn't. I was driving.
There's a different. You don't know what time I'm talking.
You were
about.
driving. You were driving the Mikey poop one.
I still don't remember the poop one.
I remember the poop one.
I'm,
The poop one
I
happened.
kind of want it to be true because it's funny.
We'll verify with Mom, but I'm pretty sure Mikey pooped in the car.
But
I
no,
never
no,
remember that.
Dima, you don't know what I'm talking about. Is we were stopped, and Mikey was just growling at someone walking on the street
Oh, okay.
because it's like, this is my house or whatever.
Okay, I thought you were talking about like when he saw people moving, like they're moving out of a house or whatever, moving furniture, and he started growling at them.
I know we're kind of getting off track here, but like Mikey, I don't know. He's He's a very defensive dog, and like it includes in the car. And I remember I was driving Dima, and I would take Mikey with me, and I was going kind of the back roads, and there was like a horse walking, and Mikey was so mad at the horse. He was growling at it.
Yeah, he does not like horses.
So does he? What do you think he's like? Is like that big animal gotta show him tough or what?
I think he's afraid of horses. Not like he's like terrified, but just like the animal instinct of fear.
Yeah, it's
is kicking in.
intimidating.
Yeah, well, yeah. So you
Didn't he growl at cows too? When we drove by him up to
I don't remember. Maybe that.
maybe when he was pooping in the car.
He was pooping and growling at the same time.
I think you're just slandering my
first,
dog.
The first note that I had though was first memories of Mike. Ian, do you remember like first seeing Mike? Like
Yeah.
in the Humane Society?
We went to the Humane Society. Well, my favorite. Okay, so my very first memory of Mikey is Dima was looking for a dog, and he was looking for a while, and he went to the Humane Society, and you probably talked about this on the first episode, and there was a dog named Cassie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a dog named Cassie that Dima really liked, a black lab.
Did you actually meet that dog?
I didn't have it in a one-on-one. It was just kind of like, oh,
You
there's
just saw it in the
there's
kennel?
there's two black labs and
Wait, how long
like a
were
month.
you looking for a dog?
I don't know, a couple of months.
Really? I don't. In my head, it was like Sparky died. Time to get a new dog.
No,
I don't know, that's what it kind of seemed like, but
I
no,
wanted.
I know Dima was looking for a dog for a while.
Well, I don't know
Anyway.
what I was doing. But
Anyway.
go ahead.
We kind of had an in-joke. There was this pet store near us, and they had like cats in the windows, and then we would do this like voice. I don't know what started it. It made no sense, but we would see the cats, and we'd go, "Yeah, Mikey," just like that.
I'm gonna take credit for that. I think I did.
I don't know who
first.
started it, but we would
Dima,
just do
did I
that
do it
all the
first?
time, and then so we had that kind of like in-joke about Mikey. I don't know what
That was,
started
like,
it.
At least 3 years before we got him.
And so then Dima was like, "Oh, there's even a dog like named Mikey," and like he brings it up because like of the cat thing. I was like, "Oh, that's funny." Dima likes this dog Cassie. And then I think when we went as a family.
Wait,
Cassie-
real quick. So there's two dogs, Dima, and what was it? Am I correct in remembering that it was like It's a boy and a girl, and Chewy was a really good dog, and she was a girl, so I'm leaning towards the girl.
That exactly. That's yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Ian.
And they were both black labs, and so Demon goes, and I guess Cassie got adopted or something. So then we're gonna check out Mikey, see how he jived with us, and so the five of us, the three guys in here, and our mom and our dad. Are in like the waiting room, and they bring Mikey, and he's this super energetic dog who's just obsessed with treats, and he keeps trying to get treats. And then the like person who worked at the Humane Society like leaves us so we could like interact with Mikey, and Mikey is just like really funny in there. He's just trying to get treats, trying to figure out how he can get the treats, and that was like what he was doing the whole time. I don't remember if he was like interested in us at all, but I just remember going like, my first impression of Mikey is like, this guy wants some treats.
So Ian, let me tell you mine. So back then they just had those like chicken wire fences or whatever, like the cyclone fence, but it was really small, so the dog's like snout couldn't fit through. And we were walking through. And like I said, I don't really remember, like, I remember you wanted that other dog, but I didn't know, like, Mike was in the, I guess I vaguely do, like, there was another dog you were interested in. But I remember, there was a bunch of all the small dogs barking, and Mike was next to two small dogs, and I just remember him, like, hopping up on, like, a little, like, jumping up, and so he's, like, his front paws are up on, like, the fence, and him doing, like, a roar, roar, like kind of not like a full bark, but kind of like I don't know, like a. To me, it seemed like a shut up bark. And I was like, oh, okay, then that's the dog we're getting, and yeah. So, Demas, so you're like, okay, this is the dog we want. This is the dog I want to check out, and then checked him out. Do you guys remember they gave us like a tennis ball or something, and we were like throwing it around in that little room?
Yeah.
I don't remember that, but that would make sense.
No, they're like, hey, he likes treats, but he also likes tennis balls. Watch this, and then he threw the tennis ball.
And boy, does he love tennis balls. They were not lying.
Yeah, and I remember us like throwing the ball around and laughing because he's like jumping up and stuff.
Super energetic.
Like nothing could ever go wrong.
No, but one of my first, I don't want to jump ahead to like when we got it, but I remember when we first got him, it was like, he had so much energy. It was like, take him on like a hour walk in the morning, take him for an hour walk in the evening, play with him like all day kind of thing with him. He was just so energetic.
I don't know if it was an hour walk in the morning.
Walk him. You just gotta make sure you walk him.
What I just have of like multiple memories of like me sit like in our where our TV, our big TV it was, and we have the sliding door to the back door or backyard, and we it's, my memories are in the summer of having the door open because it's hot and just like playing video games, and then Mikey comes up with the ball, I throw it to him, he gets it, comes back, and just like repeat it like for like I don't know hours, just back and forth of that, and then occasionally he would stop and just chill, and then he would come back.
It's nonstop with him. Basically, he was like until like like maybe a year or two ago, he was like nonstop play with me, and like anytime any of our friends would come over, he would like even if you like just wore him out to make him like exhausted, like once a person came over it would be back on. He like had to put a show on and like, see, I can fetch the ball for about an hour straight. Watch me fetch the ball.
Mikey loves people so much, and he loves like putting on a show for people, like so like it just like the second win is always hilarious to see.
I mean, like my impression of Mikey is he has like this like professional athlete mentality. He's come in, like train for a bit, go do the like play the game, like wear myself out until like I can physically no longer move, and then just like pass out, and then do the same thing tomorrow.
Yeah, but the second wind, what you're talking about, Dima, like I imagine like a basketball player having like a really big game, and then there's like some fans that they meet, and they're doing like under the legs Vince Carter under the legs 360 dunks after the game and stuff.
Where are they doing these?
Also,
I said a basketball player.
Yeah,
It's in the basketball arena.
after the game.
after the game, the
Yeah.
fans are just walking in.
Maybe they're like special VIP fans. You know, like kids meet athletes. I don't know. That's just my vision.
Is Mikey the Vince Carter of dogs? Is that your NBA comparison?
That's my take. Yeah.
What's your okay? Let's go sports comparisons for Mikey. We gotta go sport by sport. Who's Mikey's NBA comparison, Dima?
I don't
LeBron
know.
James. Okay,
Zach
I thought
Randolph.
So too. No, I think Mikey is like a top tier guy, like showboat.
But I wanted
and,
the grit.
I think you get that with LeBron. I think you get that. Not that this is like the good dunk podcast, but
Ooh, spin-off. New podcast network. I always thought of him as like a tight end though for football.
I thought of more of a
Linebacker.
linebacker.
I feel like he's like a wide receiver, but like a bigger wide receiver where he's like physically
Like
the size of a
T.O.
tight end, but like
T.O.
like
T.O.
is
back in
still
the day.
good enough, athletic enough to be a wide receiver.
maybe a Tony Gonzalez or a Shannon Sharp.
And Antonio Gates. Shannon
No,
Sharp.
like those
Now
guys
that's
aren't. I don't
my
think
praise.
those guys are athletic enough. I think you got to go like like
George
a Calvin. No, like a. Yeah, you know what? I think that might be a better comparison.
All right. Okay, enough of this. Okay, I want to skip
NHL comparison.
I don't know like any hockey player. Ian,
Mike Modano.
I want to ask
Brett Hull.
you about
Patrick Waugh.
Mikey versus
That's a goalie.
Mikey versus Pumpkin.
Okay. So over the years, let me just give some background. Over the years, we have collected pets. We've always been like a big pet household. We've basically always had pets since the day I was born. My parents had,
Before you were born.
yeah, but I don't remember before I was born.
Why not?
Do you want me to get into
No.
this explanation? Okay. We've kind of collected pets. First, there was Mikey. Then we adopted this cat named Pumpkin, who is an orange cat, who is tiny and afraid of everything. And then we adopted Webster, whose reputation is he's kind of lazy. And then we got Dewey, whose reputation is he's very not smart. But anyway, back in the day, it was just Mikey and Pumpkin, and they kind of became like boys. Mikey also kind of reminds me of someone like a friend of yours who you like a lot. They're really nice, but they like kind of like cross a line like all the time. Like they don't know where the line is, and so Mikey would do this thing where he would like shove his nose into Pumpkin, and like Pumpkin's like this tiny cat.
Is
Like
he even 8 pounds?
he's probably like just under 8 pounds, and he was definitely not 8 pounds back then when we first got him.
Yeah,
but
when
Mikey
he's
would
still a
like
kitten.
jam his nose into him and like push the cat around, and the cat is like, it's playful, it's very playful, but it's like Mikey like has no concept of anything. And so then Pumpkin would get like a little like mad and like swipe at him, but they were like, it was like playful or whatever. And so I eventually got this footage of like Mikey and Pumpkin going at it
Yeah.
for a bit. It's
I
really
have
funny.
it on the computer, so I'll post it online because it's like, but it was weird for the cat because he was like, it was before he was neutered, so we think like maybe a little more aggressive or something like that.
Do you have the original raw footage, or the footage with me doing like the Bob Saget voices?
No, I don't remember Bob Saget.
It
voices.
wasn't like a Bob Saget thing. I was just
You did.
I
Like,
did commentary.
voiceover
I
at
just
Lair?
some comment. Yeah,
I think I have the originals because
Okay.
unless I
Good.
watched it without the sound on. But yeah, that is just funny seeing like this cat and dog go back and forth. But it was playful, so I love that, and so I will be sharing that on the Twitter
For the Patreon subscribers.
There's no Patreon.
No, okay. Should look
on the
into
Twitter
that.
account for this episode. Okay, so I guess I want to kind of jump ahead in kind of like the different phases of Mike. So we kind of talked about the insane energy one, but now he's become sort of like way more like sleepy dog.
He's definitely slowed down a bit.
Yeah, he's definitely slowed down, but I wouldn't say he's sleepy. That's not how I would describe him.
I think he's just like, again, I think the professional athlete like metaphor analogy is a good one, because now he's worn his body down, and you can tell he's like kind of not as energetic, but he'll still like put on the show when he needs to put on the show. It's always very show oriented for Mike. But the wanting to like constantly have the ball thrown to him, like where he's like begging you to throw the ball, where he'll put one ball down and then a second ball, and if you don't throw it within like 5 seconds, he starts whining. So, and that's a very recent thing.
So I want to bring up like this kind of like new idea that I was just thinking of, and so I mentioned before that Mikey he's had a lot of seizures and he's on like medication to help that, but one of the side effects is it makes him more hungry, so he thinks he's hungrier than he actually is, and in that sense he's resorted back to like similarly like behavior. A lot of times he's kind of like a puppy, like honestly, like how he was as a puppy, always jumping on the counters, stealing stuff, destroying stuff. What do you guys think about that kind of comparison?
I don't know.
Because he doesn't have like the same like full energy, but like all like pretty much right away once he started taking this medicine, he was ripping stuff. Like
Yeah,
he would go into recycling and rip up all sorts of stuff.
I mean, he's kind of always had this naughty streak to him. I think like
it used to be just like he wanted for attention.
Yeah, he was bored or whatever. Again, like he has a lot of energy,
but he got so much attention, which is what bugged me about that.
Yeah, but it was always like, when, all right, we're done with you, Mike. Go lie down. He's like, no, I want to take this cardboard or take this bottle out of the recycling bin and get really mad at you if you try to take it, and then tear it up all over the table. So you have to like crouch under the table to clean it up. But I guess it's starting up again, and but the motivation's a little different because it kind of waned a bit, right? He stopped doing it as much,
yeah.
and now it's back. So like that, I guess, is back, but I don't know if he's like motivated for the same reasons.
Because like we've had it like just probably like yesterday or 2 days ago, where it's like someone left something out or whatever, and then they went in the they left something in the kitchen, some food, and then they went, and it's like, oh no, there's Mikey getting it. It's like. I guess what kind of frustrates me, and maybe it's just because of our parents, but some of this behavior...
The parent bashing hour.
Yeah. Kids rule, parents drool. Where it's like, Mikey ripped up some piece of important paper that was on the desk. It's like, this was so important! Well, it's like, he's been constantly destroying paper, so don't leave important things out. So that's why it reminds me of the puppy thing, where it's like, when you have a puppy, you don't always know what to expect.
Was that Dewey scratching at the door?
Dewey might be.
I think it's Mike.
Go,
All right,
go check.
I'll
We
check.
can let him in. He's been in a bunch of other episodes. So that was just kind of like an idea that I had of this kind of new behavior.
Look who it is.
Oh, the star of the show. Come on, Mike.
All right, Mike.
Now we can roast him.
Mike.
We can roast him.
All right, Mikey. We're talking about how you're a bad dog sometimes.
So,
Hey,
actually, now that he's in here,
let's describe what it's like to pet Mikey.
Ian, you mentioned it briefly in the car, but you want to talk more about the taking him to the dog park. I don't want to say it too loud in case he hears, but
Oh, I don't think he's gonna like perk up. Yeah. So there's probably a dog park that was very big. Probably like a mile, 2 miles away from our house, maybe
I thought
3.
you said it was that long.
No,
it was like a couple
No,
hundred
it's
feet.
probably and
100 feet.
Couple 100 feet.
200 feet, 2/3 of a football size. I'd say that's fair.
Dude, it was longer. It was farther than any of us could throw a tennis ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we can throw a tennis ball across a football field.
We might.
We've never done it
Across
before.
a football field. Yeah, I could do that.
Across, yeah. Across is only like 52 yards or whatever.
Anyway, Mikey. Okay, not only is it like walk Mike, play with him during the day, but we had to really make sure he burned energy. So we would take him to the dog park and throw
Like every
the
day,
ball
right?
every day. This is like an everyday thing, and he would be there like half hour throwing the ball long distances across an entire football field, and then he would chase it, come back, go again, keep going, back and forth until sometimes he would not stop until he's like, you gotta like drag me to the car. And then you would take him into my car and he'd go in the back seat, and he wouldn't even like climb up to like the seat. He would go to like the bottom part with the floor behind the driver's seat, and he would just be like, and you could just tell he's so satisfied with himself.
That was a couple years in. Like, he was already a couple years old. When we first started taking him there, even he'd be able to hop back in the car.
Yeah,
Like,
but
that was like experience.
But Mikey was always fun at the dog park. He had no interest
And playing with other dogs.
No interest. All he wanted to do was go in there, tennis ball. Let's do it again. I'll drink water. I don't want to drink water right now. I want you to throw me the ball. No, Mikey, we gotta drink water.
I just also thought that was funny when he would drink water. He'd be lying down.
Yeah, so he'd be pushing himself, and then he would like sit down, and then he would like it was like a big bowl, right?
Yeah.
So he would have like his paws like on top of the bowl.
No, it's like around, so it's like on either side.
And he would usually drop the ball in the bowl.
Which are gross because it was like dirt, and so the ground was like kind of a dirt, and then with his slobber would make the ball like muddy, and then he would drop it into the water bowl where he would like lie down. No one else can get access to the water bowl, and he would just like drink there and then stay there for a bit, and then want to start going after the ball again, like after like a little break.
I remember sometimes him not wanting to leave.
Yeah. You'd have
Like,
to,
You have to pull him.
You'd have to. Well, you have to trick him to get the leash on.
Oh yeah, he knew if you're gonna put the leash on, it was over.
Because we left his harness. Oh no, we would usually just put him when we walk him. He has a harness, but we usually just put the leash on his collar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like he needs the harness because he's a very strong, big dog and a stubborn dog, and so
He would like just choke himself.
he would rather just like choke than leave. So, did we start leaving the harness on him and then just clipping it onto the harness?
I don't know.
I would do that.
Just so he wouldn't, because it was the only way to control him when he's at the dog park. But the best part was not the actual dog park. The best part was taking him to the dog park.
Yeah, the ride over.
Because like the moment he got in the car, like you wouldn't say anything. You would just go, Mike, you want to go in the car? And then he knew, and he'd get in the car, and he would just sit in the back, and he'd kind of start running back and forth in the back seat, and he didn't care if someone else is in the back seat. He's standing on you. He's
Yeah, usually it was me.
He's putting his head out the window, and he starts just whining and just anticipation that he wants to be at the dog park.
And then what was funny is that like there's one turn, like he would get excited to be in the car wherever, but then frequently there's this one spot where we'd turn, and then he would get a whiff of it, and then he would start squealing like a little piggy of excitement, and he would like do like a spin on in the back seat. This is like a sedan where it's like a bench seat, so he's like doing like a spin there, going crazy. Do you remember he ripped up the foam on the?
Yeah, he went through the
backseat.
leather interior and some of the foam of my car just because he couldn't contain himself, and it sucked to be you if you're the one who had to take him into the dog park because he'd pull you into the dog park. Like you had very little control of him. I mean, like, luckily he's wanting to go to one place and one place only, so he's not like a wild dog. But he's like, I'm going. You're coming with me. We'd have to, like, do this, like, two-man maneuver thing where, like, one person would hold the leash inside the car, one of us would get out of the car, and then you'd open the door slightly. Mikey's trying to stick his nose out of it, and the person outside's job was to grab the leash before he just bolted, and then, like, you would then go to the dog park with him.
We didn't probably need to, like, carry him on a leash, because we knew he was going to the dog park.
He was just going to go that way anyway. We're trying to be in accordance with the law, Dima.
I guess, yeah.
He loved that place.
Okay, so he always stole stuff, especially recycling cardboard. We mentioned that. Dima, do you remember like having like 2 empty 2-liter bottle of soda, or maybe you didn't start with that, but just like a 20-ounce bottle of soda? And you just start smacking him in the nose.
Yeah,
you make it sound like so awful.
No, but just like
as a game, though.
Bop him.
He loves
I should say
it.
bop him on the nose. I don't. Do you remember how you started doing that?
I think it started with him stealing with the bottles, and then I think it just evolved into me just like hitting him with the bottle and like him, treating it like a normal dog toy.
I mean, he had a bunch of toys. There was like a set of toys that was like baseball themed, and one was called the baseball bone, which was like basically a squeaky toy with like 3 consecutive
I forgot about
baseballs, and you could like kind of like smack him with it, and he'd like try to like bite it and like tug it from you. I think that was one of his favorite toys.
Do you remember the rings?
Oh,
it was
the
like
rings.
red, blue,
red,
white,
green. Yeah, he'd tug a war.
Did he destroy those? I don't even know.
No, those were like indestructible. Those are one of the
what
few
happened
things.
to those?
I think they're in Dewey's toy thing.
Ropes. So many ropes.
Yeah,
but they were fun it was so much fun to play tug of war with him.
Yeah, Mikey loved tug of war.
He's a dirty player. He goes after where you're holding.
Well, that's only if he can't win.
Well, I usually let him win.
Mikey's a sore loser.
He definitely is. Okay, Ian, can you explain the tennis ball system you had in the backyard?
Okay, so
because Mikey had his own kind of rules, and he understood them to be the rules, but not everyone understood the rules.
So I would like to kind of hang outside, and I would like sometimes like hit a ball with a tennis racket, and that was something I did for a very long time. And when we had Mikey, we started like incorporating it. Instead of like chucking the ball, I would just like hit the ball with the tennis racket. It started with one ball, and he'd return it, but like then Mikey, actually no, I don't think so. I think he never really understood the concept of fetch was get the ball and then give it back to the human so the human can continue to throw it. He would never.
Well, it started with 3 balls.
Well, okay. Well, let me get there. And so then he developed the ability to hold 2 balls in his mouth. And like sometimes when you throw it to him, he would not go after the first ball. He would put 2 balls next to you. You'd have to chase after both balls. So in order to make it so I could play with him and like constantly play with him without having to like chase him for the ball until he drops it, is I would have a 3rd ball, hit 2 balls, entice him with the other ones. He would not drop the balls until he saw the other tennis ball. Drop the 2 balls, hit 2, grab 1. He'd go after 2 like every time, and just keep going and going and going until he needed water. He used to just go and go until he needed. He would keep going even if he needed water or a break. He would still want to play, and that would go.
Yeah, I always thought the system was like so weird. Like he had it all figured out, like in his head. Like this is how it goes. I remember what I always found funny was that he had some sort of, I didn't know what it was, but some sort of ranking where it's like sometimes he'd have both balls and then he'd kind of like run away and like retreat, and then he'd drop them and then he'd smell both of one and then like change the order. which he was holding them. I could never figure out like what rank was better, but I always thought that was funny. He's like has to rank them. Okay. So Dima, do you want to talk about Mikey at Pet Food Express? I can't remember if we talked about that when he would eat all the food.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember if we talked about that, but just,
I think we talked about it,
we'll
but
just
also
go for it again.
so there's like these like make your own like dry dog food kits, and I don't know.
It's kind of like the candy shop where you gotta pick what goes in your bag, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
But for dog food.
So yeah, we would just take him to like I don't even know why we would go.
You're just going to get toys or something.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, and we would just he would just like you'd like basically like run there and then just steal. He would just steal the food. You just eat it.
So for context, the food is at his perfect height level, right? And in like buckets or something or baskets.
Yeah.
So he's just sticking his head in there, eating things while walking by, right?
Yeah.
How tall would you say Mikey is? Like not like length, but like actual like height, like 2.5 feet or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So he could just stick his head in and steal all the food. Great idea. Sorry, Ian's petting Mike right now.
Yeah, it's just funny because Mikey's also a very vocal dog. You know, he does the excite yawn. He'll like if he sees a dog, he gets like. I don't know. He just makes all sorts of noises. The way he like breathes and pants is kind of funny. He has a very distinct way of doing it, where he's just like.
Yeah, sometimes he just pants out of nowhere. It's like, what are you doing? Okay, so one thing that's kind of changed in our house is Ian doesn't live here anymore, and I am now in his room. Dean and I used to share a room, and like Ian, do you remember like how often, like, would Mike go in your room frequently, infrequently, like?
Yeah, he'd come into my room basically whenever my door was open, jump on the bed or whatever. I mean, he'd hang out in my room a bunch.
And Dima, like, when we shared a room, like, do you remember, like, he would sleep there most of the time, right?
Yeah.
But other than, like, sleeping, would you really spend time there?
Only if he had to, like, if he was, like, locked in there.
So, now that, the rooms have changed, Mikey spends a lot of time in here. Like, there are times where it's like, I wake up and I go to the bathroom in the morning, and by the time I come back, Mikey is on my bed, like, stealing my spot. So he's really grown to like the room. I don't know why. Overall, it's, you know, it's got a bed, it's got carpet, you know.
It's got walls.
In terms of, like, a dog, you know, what a dog would like. But I think he sometimes tries to push the boundaries of, like, the totem pole, where it's like he'll sleep there in the evening too, and then when it's like time for me to go to bed, sometimes I have to like nudge him a few times to get up, and then he finally gets up.
He'd always get out of bed when I asked him. He was good
with me. Oh, so you're saying you're...
No, I'm not saying anything. Maybe he's just a little lazier now. I don't know, or maybe
But what I like is when I first moved in here in the summertime, and I had like a blanket that I would use, like an extra blanket that I would use when it was cold, and Mikey was just kind of like sitting in the corner, and so I was like, oh, let me just give him like this blanket to sleep on, and so like he's on it right now. It's just like a regular blanket, but what's funny is it's become like the universal pet blanket, where Dewey's on it sometimes, and then after months, I've seen both cats, not at the same time, but both cats just sleep on it. And it's like they've determined that this is like the pet blanket.
I don't know. The cats are bold. The cats go like lie in the dog spots. Like there's mats, and they're for the dogs. I mean,
oh yeah, Webster on Dewey's mat.
Well, Dewey's not getting that back. That's Webster's for sure.
So Oh yeah, another thing I wanted to mention about the behavior is I was thinking like we should probably like spend some more time. Also, this is me just telling Dima because I haven't told him this. Like we should maybe consider spending more time like training with him.
Mike?
Yeah.
Hey, there's a saying: can't teach an old dog new tricks.
That you can. We taught Dewey stuff and he's stupid.
Oh.
You taught Mike to shake with his left hand.
Yeah.
We just reinforce his tricks.
We tried to get Mikey to. Well, we thought about trying to get Mikey to do the thing, you know, where you shoot your dog and they play like dead.
I'm gonna be honest. That was just kind of us being like,
let's see what we could do.
A little too much work.
Well, we couldn't. Mikey would not roll over. Then
Oh
we're just like, all right,
we could not get him to roll over.
All right, this is done.
Well, he never wants to be on his back because I think he thinks that's a sign of like weakness or like vulnerability, and he will not like. I try to roll him over all the time just to like wrestle with him, and he will fight me. Whereas Dewey will love it and just like try to like play bite me.
Dewey bit me earlier today because I was trying to get him out of here, and I had the green monkey, and he thought my hand was the monkey.
I don't know if we talked about this in the Dewey episode, but can we talk about the difference between giving snacks to Mikey and giving snacks to Dewey?
Yeah, go for it.
I hate giving treats to Dewey because he will, like, he has no depth perception or impulse control, and he will bite your hand when you're trying to give him a treat. Mikey gently sits and waits to, like, shake and, like, will sometimes preemptively shake and is so gentle with taking the treat, while Dewey is just like a madman. And sometimes it's just like, Dewey, just like throw the treat to the ground because I don't want to deal with Dewey.
Yeah, when you have to give it to both of them, it's like, okay, Dewey's incontrollable, so I'll give it to Dewey first, and then you give it to him, and then, okay, Mikey's going his, but then Dewey wants another one, so he's going after it, and I don't want Mikey to get mad at Dewey. Yeah, it's a mess. Speaking of Mikey's behavior, the other day, so they get fed separately for breakfast. Dewey eats slow, and like we found he wouldn't always eat his breakfast, and Mikey gained weight because he would finish Dewey's breakfast every day.
Hey, Mikey, what he will do is Mikey will push Dewey out of the way while Dewey's eating.
Yeah, that's what happened. Did you hear about that, Ian? Did we
Yeah,
tell you?
yeah.
So Dewey was eating his food, and then Mikey started pushing him to get his food, and they started growling at each other. Luckily, nothing happened, and I was able to get there and then pull Mike out. And I learned, like, when we first got him, when they would fight, is, like, my first instinct was to, like, try to pull their collar so you could pull them back. But then what happens is you have these wild dog teeth, you know, like, rah, 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 rah. So, you could get hit. So what I found is you just grab their back legs and pull them. And so I did that to Mike, and I pulled him out, and I was getting him away, and he turned around at me and growled at me. He was like, rah, 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 at me. And then he went under the table.
Mikey's, it's like...
Sorry, we're just looking at him right now.
He's just a... Even when he's, like, being really dumb like that, and, like, you're, like, so mad at him, or he's, like, being, like, overly aggressive, it's, like, hard to be, like, super mad at him. Because, like, oftentimes he's a super sweet dog.
I think what's funny about his, like, stubbornness is that, like, he knows, like, the commands, but he doesn't always want to do them. But what's he's so food motivated. Like, he'll be sleeping on the bed, and we'll be like, someone will be downstairs, and we'll say, like, medicine. Not say it, like, quietly, but loud enough for him to hear. And he'll jump and run down. And wasn't there some time, like, last week or something, where you wanted him out of the family room? You wanted the door closed for some reason? Like, someone was in there, or someone was eating food or something? Thanks for saying yes or no.
Good content.
Great radio.
I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, well, anyway, like, it's just like you could say like medicine, and then he'll be like super attentive. So it's kind of like I think someone made like a joke about this, but you say like treat as like wanting the dog to come to you, and they'll come to you.
Yeah, that's a tactic I've definitely used, especially like when he's being really naughty.
Is that a good idea though? Like,
I don't know, but like it's the way Mikey is. Sometimes you just don't have a better option. Is it the right thing? Probably not, but it's not like I'm gonna go under there and have him growl at me if he's eating cardboard and ripping something up.
Yeah, Mikey is not afraid to. I don't know. I can't think.
Be mean.
Yeah, he's not afraid to be mean, and like he definitely will challenge the totem ranking.
what I think is interesting is that on the walks he doesn't really care at all though.
Well, yeah. Once we got like Dewey, Mikey was at an age where I don't know. I don't think being the lead dog was important because like I think even when we were walking him, Mikey would like hang out in the back.
But Dewey still cares about it, and he thinks he's the lead dog.
Yeah.
It's the only thing he'll ever lead.
Until Mike comes pushing him around. Is there any other like stories or anything you guys have like thought of or?
Yeah, he broke my hard drive because he was crazy, and the wire was hanging off the desk, and I literally just bought it like a day or two before, and like it was like a terabyte hard drive, and I spent a lot of money back when it was like a big deal to have a terabyte hard drive, and he broke it because he knocked it over, and I was so mad at him. That was like the maddest I've ever been, but he was very young then, and I'm partially my fault for having the wires dangle, but I was so mad at him. It was probably the first time I was ever mad at him, and then I forgave him.
Just the other day, I was making lunch, and I had it on the counter, and then I went in the fridge to get some, and he jumped up and stole my Hawaiian rolls. Right after I buttered them.
I just like when you go in the kitchen, sometimes, like, Mikey will just be right there when you're trying to get something.
Yeah.
Another thing I like about Mikey is you call Dewey, and usually it means like Dewey's getting something like medicine, so like you put it in like the cheese or whatever, so he takes the medicine, and Mikey's right there to get his own.
Oh yeah.
helping of
it's
the
like calling like Dewey, and then
placebo
Mikey
medicine.
comes. It's like no one
He's like-
called you, but he doesn't want to get
Doesn't want
gypped
to miss out.
chip the treats. What?
Nothing.
Oh, you.
What do you think are the most Mikey like characteristic? If you had to like describe like the most either characteristic or story, what is like the most definitive Mikey experience?
I just think it's funny where
I don't
it's
know.
like I really like his.
Dima throwing in some great
He has
information on this podcast.
I mean,
He has a very loud, or he yawns like vocally, fairly often, and like I think the funny he's done this multiple times where he pooped and then he yawned right after taking a poop, like he's excited that he took a poop.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah. I mean, I like that he like. I like him running, like just him like running back from like getting a ball, like he'll like a champion gallop. I don't know.
Yeah, he's kind of prideful sometimes, and you're like, yeah, I like your swagger. He's got good swagger.
Uh-oh.
Nope, I hear
We
Dewey.
can hear Dewey trying to get in here.
We're not going to let him in. Otherwise, you'll hear a mic crashing. And I don't mean
He'll
Mikey,
probably
I
start
mean the
barking in
microphone.
like 2 seconds. I think that's all the notes that I have. Oh, I guess I didn't write this down, but Dima, didn't it cost like to adopt Mikey like $100 or something like that?
Yeah, $100, and then it like then I paid for like the mandatory training as well.
I think it's funny because we got Dewey was a senior dog and we got him for free.
Yeah, and I'd say the money is just really, the price points is really relevant.
in the product you get.
Yeah.
It's like, here are these free headphones you got from like this bus or something like that.
What bus gives out free headphones?
I don't know.
I want to get on this bus.
Are you sure?
I don't know. I'm getting free headphones.
If this is the Dewey of buses, do you want to go on?
I mean, is Dewey driving the bus?
No.
Okay, then I think
just,
it's okay.
Relative to his quality.
Would you say Mikey's the Greyhound of buses?
I've never been on a Greyhound bus, so
Just...
I can't comment on that. Dima, was that the best $100 you spent?
Yeah, he's great. And it's something that doesn't get broken. Except when he
gets hurt.
Except his paws. Well, that was
he's
the other
running
thing,
too
too,
hard.
is he would, like, go way too hard at the dog park, and he would, like, rip up his paws. It's, like, the saddest thing.
Yeah, one of the saddest photos I have of him is Mikey. He's got a cone on, he's got wraps around both his front paws, and he's just looking outside the sliding glass door, just like, or he's by the sliding glass door, and he's like looking back at me, just all sad.
Dima, you have any other stories you want to share about Mike or any memories? I think you're the one who's probably spent the most time with him. I mean, obviously he's your dog, but...
I mean...
Sorry, I'm laughing, dude. He's so desperately trying to get in here.
I kind of hope it shows up on audio, but...
No, it won't.
It probably won't, but... He's like resting his head.
He's like trying to look under the door. Or smell under the door.
Sorry, what was your question?
Do you have any other stories or memories of Mike that you wanted to share?
I mean, going way back to him, like he loves just being hit on the nose, and I know we kind of talked about this, but it just like I just remember recently, like Mikey was trying to play with Dewey, and Mikey just like stuck out his nose, like what he did when the cats used to like swipe at Mikey's nose, but he was doing that with Dewey. I don't know. I just thought that was nice. I don't know if this is a good story.
Oh yeah, I thought of something I didn't write down that I wanted to say. How come you said you wanted to buy Mikey a burger?
No, I mean
that was a long time ago.
I think the image of just a dog holding a burger was just hilarious. Like if they held it like obviously it's like a snapshot of like a second, where because they're gonna be
2 seconds.
Yeah, but I just like the idea of a burger. Like I guess it's more of a painting is what I want of just a dog having a burger between their mouth.
What do you think he would do with a hamburger? Because I don't think he's gonna walk around
like
just
holding
the hamburger. I think he's just like and then
like 2 bites is gonna be gone, which is part of the reason why I haven't like done it. But like I still want to buy him a burger.
What kind of burger are you gonna get, Mikey?
You said In-N-Out, right?
I don't know.
I thought you said In-N-Out.
Maybe
whatever's most cost effective. Or should you like Google like what kind
What do you mean
burger?
cost effective? The most cost effective is like the cheapest is a burger for a dog. Are you talking about bang for your buck with the?
No,
with the burger?
I'm talking about like McDonald's dollar menu or something. Or are you gonna get him like a good burger? Like
I don't know.
A gourmet burger.
I was thinking about getting like a pretty lousy burger. I mean, he's not gonna know the difference.
He's gonna like it.
He's gonna like it.
Do you think Mikey would like burgers or hot dogs more?
Probably burger.
I think you like burgers better.
Because burgers usually have like more seasoning.
How about like chicken tenders or something?
I think pizza's a dog's favorite food.
Yeah, what is a dog's like favorite human food?
It's gotta be like pizza, like some meat pizza, because they like bread, they like cheese, and they like meat.
Burgers have all those components too.
You said burger, not cheeseburger.
Well, whatever.
That is true though, but you have more different things. You can't have more different things on a pizza.
Yeah, but I think like they're more gonna want the meat based thing, and I think when you think of a burger, it's more of a meat based thing than a pizza.
You're definitely true. You're definitely right on that one.
I don't think they have a preference.
I think they do. I think they want to view the menu.
How sophisticated are dogs' palates? I can't imagine it's that sophisticated.
Well, they probably just like a lot of stuff, and then they're just like, I got the good stuff. Like, you know how, like, sometimes, like, apparently cats are, like, fickle about, like, cat food? Like, this guy never liked that. He eats everything.
Yeah.
Well, not bananas.
Okay, well, why should a dog eat bananas? There's it, Mike. Patently grown.
Oh, you don't like bananas.
Listener Ian wants to know, do you think Mikey has changed over the years? Or is he still the same, like, is he still like when we got him?
I think his core is the same. I mean, he like still playful, still wants to entertain, and still like he still wants to play and stuff. But I don't know, he's just like become more tired and more, just I don't know, just.
I kind of want to do some, like, reading up on, like, dogs who are, like, good watchdogs. Because, like, we absolutely literally did nothing. And then he just, when someone would ring the doorbell, he would just bark and stuff. And look at the windows. Like, the window. Like, we literally did nothing. Like, I was, like, I always wondered, like, how did dogs do that? And he just started doing that on his own.
I don't know, maybe they're annoyed by the doorbell. Maybe they sense someone there. I always find it funny how Mikey's like really like, oh, someone's at the door, and then he sees it's like a friend or someone he knows, and he's like, yeah, you're here.
Yeah, that's like I'm opening the door. I'm like, Mike, or I ring the doorbell if I forget my key. And I'm like, he's barking. I'm like, Mike, it's me. Oh, should we say he ripped my college diploma?
Well, you said it.
Yeah, like it's been said.
So who found it? You found it, Ian?
I don't remember. Probably.
Well,
yeah.
I sent it in the mail, and then we got it, and it's like, oh, it's ripped up. Like, it came in, like, you know, like a paper envelope or whatever, and it's like, oh, cool, it's, like, half ripped up.
Yeah, Mikey is certainly anti-intellectual.
Anti-intellectual, anti-postal service.
Oh, he hates the mail.
Yeah.
He hates the mail.
Shout out to the postal service, because there is a mailman who gave Mikey a treat one time when they were on a walk.
Still hates
You were there,
mailmen.
Dima.
Oh, cool.
Do you remember that?
No, I've gone on like hundreds,
Thousands?
Yeah, thousands of walks.
I think you've only gone on about 10.
A walk every year.
Yeah. Oh, time. Oh, it's New Year. Time to go for a walk. All right, Ian, you have any kind of like closing thoughts?
Well, I just had a really dumb question pop in my mind.
Sure.
Do dogs have... It's so dumb. Do dogs make New Year's resolutions?
Why would you think that?
I don't... Because you're talking about a new year, and then, like, I don't know. It's really
I don't
dumb.
think they have a concept of days.
Well, they know when there's a lot of fireworks that it could be New Year's. Maybe it's
Or
like
4th of July.
so it's every 6 months.
Dang, that's...
Right? It's almost 6 months after.
Those are two holidays dogs do not like.
Mike doesn't mind it.
Real final thoughts. Mikey is a good dog. I like him. He's funny. He makes me laugh. Especially when he's licking himself very loudly.
Dima, final thoughts?
I'm really glad I got Mikey. Yeah, he's kind of I don't know. He's just he's really funny. Just really protective. Just really loving. I don't know. Just a great guy.
Are you glad he came with a name?
Yeah,
I don't want to come up with a dog name.
yeah. I'm kind of relieved that I didn't have to.
I'm
come
just
up with
gonna
a
pick
name.
like Kermit the Frog or something stupid like that. And I'm like, why is the only thing that
Mikey
pops in my
fits
head?
for him. It's a good. It's kind of like a big dumb kid name. Like I'm Mikey. And
I'm a fan of the 2-syllable name ending with the E sound. Call me traditionalist. Call me whatever.
Well, I think Spike is also like a traditional.
But I don't like that as a dog name.
Oh, off topic, but I saw in a car while I was walking around, I saw a bull terrier in a car today. The flathead dogs.
Maybe it was the one from the Target commercial.
Probably not. But I was very
Or
happy to
he
see
has
one.
a limo.
No, it was just
Does
a
he have
regular
the
car.
white and red limo?
No, it was just a regular dog.
All right.
I mean, the target dog is a regular dog.
Nah, it's a fake dog.
No, it's a real dog.
All right. Well, that concludes another episode. Thank you guys for joining me again. I hope you guys had some fun trip down memory lane. I guess the final thing I'll say is Mike is still going strong. He still hops on the bed. He still goes on walks all the same. No, he doesn't have as much energy, but he hasn't shown any sign of like lack of strength and the only health issues he has is his seizures, but those have gone down a lot.
Hey, Mike, do you think it's kind of rude that you're sleeping when we're talking about you on a podcast?
Yeah, I mean,
No
I don't want to speak for him, but that might be seen as rude. All right, well, if you enjoyed this show, you can please share it with friends, family, your coworker, your worst rival. Remember that? Like, he's my rival as like a kid. Did you have a rival?
No, but would you recommend it to your dog to listen to?
I would, yeah.
Is this dog-friendly content?
This is dog-friendly content. The show is available basically anywhere where podcasts are that I know of. If you're on iTunes, please rate it there. Please share it and all that kind of fun stuff. iTunes, Spotify, those are probably the most popular places, but it's on Google Play and all that fun stuff. There's a Twitter account at the Good Boy Pod, where I post the like new episodes and like a couple occasional like update tweets throughout the month. And you can follow me for my personal shenanigans at Ilya Alexeyev. It's just my name. You guys have anything you want to say? Send off?
Spay and neuter your pets. The old Bob Barker line.
Oh, I was about to say, are you quoting Bob Barker or Jim Carrey?
No, well, I guess it's a tribute to Bob Barker. So,
Dima?
Adopt the local humane society or any rescue dogs.
there's a lot of good dogs. I like dogs.
Thank you for listening, and keep petting those dogs.
You don't like my I like dogs comment, Dima?
What'd you say?
I said I like dogs.
Oh.
Dima is against the sentiment.